Yo, it's your boy Nav here. So, alright, so what I want to talk about in this video is how to do a soft close with a girl that works in a place, right? Like, let's say if you're talking to a girl and she happens to work in that place, whether it's in a retail shop, whether it's in an Uber, whether, you know, it's in a strip club, wherever it is, right? She's working there. Right, and obviously you're not going to be able to close her like a girl that you would cold approach in the street or in a bar, right? So you have to be more clever about it. So let me tell you a quick story. We got an Uber the other day, so in Las Vegas for a boot camp, right? We get an Uber to go from one day game venue to the next, and in the Uber happens to be a stunning Cuban girl that's driving it, right? I know what you're thinking, you know, if you're from Europe or, I don't know, other states in the US, how it is. But in Vegas, every now and then you get Uber drivers that are, you know, attractive, which is shocking. Usually from like, you know, South American countries. This one happened to be from Cuba. And okay, she wasn't, you know, a stunner, but she was attractive for an Uber driver. I was like, wow.
Wait a minute.
Stunning Cuban girl that's driving. The students were like, wow, this is fucking, you know, you don't usually see this. So anyway, we started dropping game.
Boom, bam, bop, bada bop, boom, pow.
Like, I'll give you a good one actually. You could use this in any situation. It doesn't have to be in a car. And she goes, and the guys are like, oh, where are you from? She's like, oh, I'm from Cuba. And I'm like, oh guys, we have to get out the taxi. Let's get the fuck out of here, right? So you make jokes about their country. It's like, oh, it's dangerous, whatever. So obviously with, you know, countries in South America or I guess Cuba's not in South America, but it's still kind of dodgy. So I guess you could do it with any country, really. You could do it with so many different countries in Europe, Middle East, Asia, and South America. So it's more about the joke rather than being logically correct. So anyway, we made this joke, done a bit of attraction, had a bit of banter. The guys chipped in as well, joke. And then what I did to my client that was sitting next to me, which was actually not, he was a trainee, he was a trainer learning to be a coach. So he wasn't a student, his game was like decent. And there was a student in the front. So I showed him on the notes app on the phone, and I was like, what to exactly what to do. So I was like, oh yeah, we can say we're going to a club, or we can say we're going to a bar later, and we can enjoy her and her friends. So it's more we call this a soft close, because you can't, you know, in that situation you can't turn around and be like, oh listen, I would love to invite you for a coffee another time. That's not the best way to do it. It might work, but it's not the best way to do it. It's more intelligent to do it in this kind of way. It's kind of like you're inviting a friend out, right? And then when obviously she comes to the venue, then in that situation you can absolutely smash it, right? You can start attracting her. You can you know, drop that top level game. So in that situation it's different when she's decided to come out. Okay, so as we're kind of doing this, and I was like, oh yeah, have you ever been to this, you know, the Chandelier and Cosmopolitan? She's like, oh, I love that place, blah blah blah. Yeah, I'm like, yeah, we're going there tonight. And then as I'm about to do the close, so actually I asked the guy next to me, you know, one of the junior coaches, I was like, oh, do you want to like close? He was like, no, you close. So as I'm about to go for the close, the student in the front, he's talking to her, right? And he's like, oh, you know, I love this conversation. I would love to invite you out another time, right? So he actually did what you shouldn't do. But she was like, yeah, fine, because she enjoyed the conversation with us. And also I did the kind of the foundation for the close. So she agreed. And then, but what she said is, give my number to the guys at the back.
Damn!
Because, I mean, we were doing all the work. We didn't love the attraction stuff. So I guess she was attracted to us. And that's the reason she said give the number to the guys at the back. So anyway, I messaged her and we actually went out like on a date, right? So that's why I wanted to share this video. It's very powerful, these soft closes. It's powerful because it's not, you know, direct. Because if she's working there, let's say if you walk into Macy's, you know, in the US you guys have Macy's, or let's say in London you go to, I don't know, to Zara, Selfridges. In Europe there's Zara, right? In US there's Zara too, but let's say in London you go to Selfridges, it's really good. A lot of attractive girls. I don't know, in Europe you have like Massimo Dutti, that's pretty, you have some attractive girls there. There's a lot of other places like high-end shops where you're gonna have attractive girls. Okay, so you're in there now, you're having this incredible conversation, and you can tell she's attracted. You can't be like, listen, let me invite you on a date, right? That won't be calibrated. But if you go, yeah, me and my friends are going to this bar. Have you ever been to this bar? Right? It should be a really top level bar, right? Like a good bar. Chandelier in Cosmopolitan is a good bar in Las Vegas. In London, there's a lot of good, like Aqua in Oxford Circus. That's a good bar, right? So don't say like this fucking shit bar. Like, have you ever been to this bar? You know, I get you a $1, £1, €1 drink. It's happy hour, right? So say a bar that's relatively high value, and they say, have you ever been there? She's probably heard of it. If she hasn't been there, she's like, oh no, but I've heard of it. And I go, yeah, me and my friends, we're actually going there tonight, or whenever you're going. Oh, we're going there on Saturday, Thursday, Friday. You and your friends should join us, right? And okay, if you're not going out that week, set it up, get your friends out, make sure you're bringing high value friends with you. And this way, you know, when she comes, obviously you can start to talk to her, you can start to game her, and then your friends are gonna game her friends. And it's kind of win-win for everyone, because your friends are going to meet cool people as well, they're going to meet cool people, and this way you can actually do the close like that, right? There is another way to do the close as well, in a place where in a retail shop you can say, if you notice she's super into you, you can say, oh well, listen, another time I'll invite you for a drink, or I invite you for a smoothie, right? You can say that too. It's not as good as the soft close, but you can say it. Only thing is, if she says yes, you can't just bring your phone out and be like, we're putting your number. You have to say, oh, you know, can I get your phone number here? Or is your manager watching or something? So you're gonna be calibrated to the situation. That's a small thing I did want to mention here, because you don't want to get her into trouble, right? Like I remember I did this in a retail shop in Oxford Street. And I told her, I was like, oh, is it cool to get your number, or is like your colleagues are going to be watching? And she was like, no, it's cool. And I just got my phone out and she put in the number, right? So you have to, you have to be calibrated to the environment. But yeah, I just wanted to mention this because obviously in Uber it's different. She might be uncomfortable, she might not want to give her number or whatever. So when you do a close like that, it's low pressure. It's like, oh, we're gonna go to the bar with our friends, you and your friends can come. So she could be like, oh no, you know, I'm married or whatever, and she can easily reject it, and it's calibrated, right? That's what I'm trying to say here. You want to be calibrated to the environment, because good calibration is attractive. All right, so if you got any questions on that, comment below, right? And if you want me to make any videos, if you know any good topics that I haven't covered yet, comment below as well. And if you haven't already, subscribe, because I'm going to be giving out similar content to this. I'm traveling the world now, and mainly I'm going to Budapest, Prague, Vegas, and London. Obviously, I'll be in London as well. I will be going to Dubai as well in the winter. So if you're living close to these cities, or if you want to travel to these cities, or if you're living inside them and you want to take your dating life to the next level, what I would recommend for you to do is to send me a message. We can set up a free coaching call for 1 hour, either in person or on a video call, right? And you can try my world-class coaching completely for free. All right, looking forward to hearing from you soon. Signing out, Nav.